Every day, countless web applications launch. And, when you look at them, they are often visually stunning.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
have the latest, smoothest animations, incredibly polished, following every modern design trend that just dropped last week.
Hmm.
But here's the paradox, right? The kind of ugly truth hiding behind that glossy interface is that most of these apps, they just fail.
They do.
They fail to convert, they fail to retain, and crucially, they often fail to even make basic sense to a new user within those, critical first 10 seconds.
That 10-second window is absolutely lethal, and it's the ultimate judge. The source material for today, it highlights this exact crisis point.
Which is?
There's this massive, costly gap between an app that looks good and one that actually, works well.
Right.
We sort of entered this era where design polish is almost universally accessible, but genuine utility, the core function, is still pretty rare.
So aesthetics get you the first click.
Exactly. But if the foundational user experience, the clarity of purpose, isn't instantly solid, then all that visual polish in the world just becomes, well, an extremely expensive waste of engineering time.
And that distinction, looks good versus works well, is the precise problem that the platform we're diving into today, Lovable Corner, aims to solve. It's a live UX teardown platform, and it's designed to cut through all the subjective opinions and deliver objective verdicts using real data and research-backed frameworks. We, the people building these things, need a reliable shortcut to validation.
And that's our mission for this deep dive. We are peeling back the curtain on this platform's methodology.
Right.
They aren't grading for, subjective perfection. They're grading for viability. They're seeking to answer a really simple, almost existential question for any new product. Does this app meet the minimum threshold to be lovable?
Because if it doesn't work, the love's never going to happen.
Never. So we'll be unpacking their unique triple framework methodology, which is really their attempt to move beyond just gut feelings and provide an objective analysis that founders and builders can actually use to improve things like conversion and retention, like immediately.
Okay, so let's start where every good deep dive should.
Yeah.
The foundation of objective data. Lovable Corner isn't just about human review, it starts with automation.
Right.
So before they even apply their nuanced frameworks, the platform offers 5 core deliverables that blend AI automation with structured research.
And the first one is their massive baseline scan, automated UX scans. This provides instant analysis across, I think it's 33 different evaluation criteria.
33. Wow.
Yeah. So think of this as the comprehensive health check that flags everything from minor issues to critical structural failures. It's a crucial starting point because it immediately establishes a data-driven baseline.
And that baseline feeds directly into their main differentiator, which is the second offering, the triple framework assessment. We'll dedicate a whole section to that in a bit.
Yeah.
But I want to spend a moment on the performance metrics, because this is where the pretty visuals often betray the underlying code. The platform includes a robust core web vitals analysis, which means they are checking for the metrics that Google, and maybe more importantly, actual users truly care about.
This is where we need to move beyond just the acronyms and talk about the user experience consequence, right? They're checking things like largest contentful paint, or LCP,
yeah.
cumulative layout shift, CLS, first contentful paint, FCP,
Yeah.
and time to first byte, TTFD.
Okay, so LCP, largest contentful paint, that isn't just a number. It's the moment the user knows the page has loaded and is usable.
Right.
If the LCP is slow, the user already assumes your app is sluggish, and it doesn't matter how fast the rest of it loads.
Precisely. And TTFB, time to first byte, that's an immediate signal of your server infrastructure. If that's slow, it suggests fundamental problems with your hosting or your backend, creating a bad impression before a single pixel even renders.
And then there's CLS, cumulative layout shift. We've all had that.
Ugh, yes. That frustrating moment when you go to click a button and suddenly an ad loads and shifts the entire page down and you click the wrong thing.
It's a trust killer.
It's an absolute trust killer. And Lovable Corner tracks these because they are just foundational to viability.
And beyond pure speed, they also handle the critical hygiene and trust checks. That's the fourth item, accessibility and security audits. This includes things like WK compliance checks for accessibility and security header analysis.
And WK compliance is no longer just a nice-to-have sort of ethical consideration.
Not at all.
It's increasingly a legal requirement, especially for global applications. Failure here exposes you to risk, and it alienates a huge segment of your potential user base. And weak security headers just scream unprofessional. to anyone who knows what they're looking at.
And then finally, and this is maybe the most practical element for builders.
Yeah, I think so.
The fifth offering is AI-powered fix recommendations. So it's actionable, prioritized guidance for every single issue they discover.
It's not just a diagnosis, it's a prescriptive plan.
Exactly. And that blend of diagnosis and prescription is what the modern builder really needs. So we've established the platform is built to solve these pain points. Who exactly are they serving at this?
Well, the source material is very clear about the target audience, and it connects these features directly to their needs. First up, you have founders shipping fast. They need objective feedback before they waste 2 months polishing a broken feature. They can't afford a slow failure. They need rapid validation.
And we all know this next person, the second group. Designers who want proof, not vibes.
Yes. They're constantly losing internal arguments with CEOs or product managers because they only have subjective opinions to back up their design choices. This gives them that data-driven ammunition.
Then you have the marketers.
The third group. They are absolutely tired of beautiful landing pages that just don't convert visitors into customers. They need to know if the funnel's failure point is the messaging or if it's the friction in the checkout flow.
Right. And finally, the fourth group. Builders who learn by watching these real live teardowns. It's about leveraging data to validate or, invalidate your core business assumptions immediately and saving months of wasted effort.
That's the goal.
That's the essential shortcut they're promising. Okay, let's unpack this. Here's where it gets really interesting. The triple framework methodology itself. This is what elevates the platform beyond just a simple automated score into a comprehensive, nuanced verdict.
So we begin with the first layer,
Okay.
and it's perhaps the most proprietary, the 7 UX constructs. These are the critical gates that every single web app must pass to be considered viable to meet that lovable threshold.
So like the 7 commandments of product success.
Basically, yeah.
Think of them that way.
And their specificity is what makes them so powerful. The first is value clarity. This asks, can users understand what the app does, who it's for, and what its primary benefit is, all within 10 seconds?
And if you fail here, the user is gone. Everything else is irrelevant. A failure of value clarity is exactly why a user hits the back button. Gone. Okay, next is reliability.
This is foundational. Does the main action, the core reason the user came, like signing up or completing a payment, does it complete successfully every single time?
Right.
If the sign up button is glitchy or the form resets unexpectedly, you just lose trust instantly. Then there's performance, which is that subjective feeling of speed, but it's reinforced by the core web vitals we talked about. If it feels slow, it is slow.
And the fourth, which is highly subjective but so crucial for conversion, is trust signals. This construct is basically asking, would you be comfortable entering your credit card here?
And this isn't just about security headers. It's about social proof, professional design, clear contact info, recognizable branding, all the things that signal legitimacy.
Okay, what's next?
The next is friction. And this is where the devil really lives in the details. Friction is the calculation of how many obstacles exist between the user and the value they want.
So it's not just a generic reduce friction.
No. Lovable Corner drills down. Is the friction an unnecessary mandatory sign-up before you can even see the product? Is it confusing labeling? Every extra non-essential click or form fill is a measurable point of friction that just chips away at a user's patience.
Then there is discoverability, which is so important today. Can search engines and AI find and understand the structure and content of this app? If an AI can't summarize what your product does, a prospective customer can't either.
Good point. And finally, the ultimate goal, conversion. Does the user know exactly what to do next to achieve their goal, and is that path clear and unblocked? A great app isn't just easy to use, it's easy to act on.
So the 7 constructs are the proprietary pass-fail gates. But here's the intellectual challenge, right?
Go on.
When you combine automated analysis with a proprietary set of rules, some people might argue that even data-driven UX is still, at the end of the day, a subjective lens. How does Lovable Corner defend its claim of objectivity?
That's a critical question. And the answer is the integration of the other 2 frameworks. The 7 constructs are the proprietary checklist, but Framework 2 and 3 provide the necessary validation and breadth.
So Framework 2 broadens the scope significantly. That's the 14 Lovable App Success Criteria.
Right. This framework is based on the anatomy of a lovable app research, and it forces builders to consider viability beyond just basic usability. It covers 3 huge areas: core UX, technical excellence, and business and growth fundamentals.
So this is the layer that asks if the app's UX actually supports its business model.
Exactly. For example, a perfect UX that doesn't include clear pricing information or a path to monetization might pass the 7 constructs for usability.
But fail the 14 criteria for viability.
Precisely. It's about looking at the application not just as a piece of software, but as a functional business tool designed to generate revenue and scale.
And Framework 3 provides the sort of historical and academic wheat needed for true objectivity, the 12 UX heuristics.
Yes, and the source is clear that these are consolidated from decades of human-computer interaction research. They cite pioneers like Nielsen, Schneiderman, and Bastian and Skapin. This is the crucial third leg of the stool.
So if the 7 constructs are the immediate gut check,
Mm-hmm.
and the 14 criteria ensure business viability, the 12 heuristics make sure the whole methodology is grounded in timeless principles of human interaction.
Right. It ensures the analysis isn't just chasing the latest design trend like huge hero images or parallax scrolling,
Yeah.
but is tied back to established academic usability rules that have been proven effective over generations, like system visibility and error prevention.
So the 3 layers complement each other. Proprietary, business-focused, and academically grounded. That's the combination that lets them claim a robust, objective verdict.
A verdict that transcends personal preference. That's the idea.
That triple-layer approach is compelling. Okay, let's shift gears to the practical side. How do users actually engage with and apply all this feedback? Because just getting a PDF report doesn't necessarily change behavior.
No, it doesn't. And they've built in some seriously interesting community and learning features. They seem to understand that the goal isn't just to fix one app, but to build better builders.
Right.
The emphasis on community and applied learning is a key part of what they offer.
I found the daily UX challenges particularly intriguing. Users can actively sharpen their UX instincts by spotting issues on real, live apps, guessing scores, earning points, and competing on a leaderboard.
It's gamified learning.
Totally. You're building streaks and unlocking achievements, but the real prize is developing your eye for quality and spotting flaws instantly, just like the platform does.
And for those in a business setting, especially that founders shipping fast audience, the ROI calculator is a strong, pragmatic selling point. It's not just about saving money. It's about saving time and bypassing complexity.
How so?
Where you can see how much capital and time you could save compared to the typical, 6-week lag and 6-figure cost of hiring a traditional U.S. consulting firm for a big audit. It frames the product not as an expense, but as a rapid, capital-efficient feedback loop.
Plus, the community ratings feature gives that necessary real-time social calibration.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
You can rate apps alongside other users and see how your assessment aligns, or doesn't, with the crowd consensus. If you consistently rate an app highly, but the community and the framework score it poorly, that's a clear signal you need to adjust your internal assumptions.
And when it's all done, you aren't left with scattered screenshots. The ability to export comprehensive reports, detailed PDFs covering every construct, every metric, every actionable fix, means that report can be handed directly to an engineering team to implement.
Okay, before we finalize our thoughts, we should address the platform's own credibility. The source mentions that Lovable Corner eats its own cooking.
That's a crucial detail for building trust. They confirm that the platform itself was meticulously built, tested, and iterated against its own comprehensive triple framework methodology.
So they're using their own medicine.
Exactly. That internal validation provides a necessary layer of confidence for the user. The mechanism they are selling is validated by its own findings.
And finally, the logistics, the pricing. They've structured it to make the insights accessible, which is vital for startups and solo builders.
The free tier is surprisingly generous. It includes the full 7-construct analysis, the accessibility and security audits, the core Web Vitals data, and access to those daily challenges.
So that's a significant amount of objective data without any financial commitment.
A huge amount. And for growing teams, the Pro tier at $29 a month offers more frequent scans, the ability to track multiple apps over time, and faster re-audit cooldowns. Then, as you'd expect, they scale up to team and agency tiers for bigger organizations.
Right.
We should mention one quick transparency note, which the source addresses directly. They are an affiliate partner for some external tools mentioned in their reports.
Okay.
However, they explicitly state that this relationship does not influence the verdicts. Every single review, they confirm, is data-led and AI-driven, not a sponsored opinion. In an industry saturated with sponsored content, that commitment to data objectivity is essential to their core value proposition.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The core value proposition here is that Lovable Corner offers a highly structured, objective shortcut. It moves the conversation about web app quality past superficial aesthetics.
Cast the lipstick on a pig problem.
Exactly. And into measurable functionality and viability. It helps you identify critical, functional UX flaws before they turn into major retention catastrophes that kill your product.
That is the ultimate takeaway. The platform forces developers to meet that minimum threshold to be lovable by demanding functionality over flash. If an app fails within the first 10 seconds, it's a terminal issue, and that failure almost always relates back to one of the 7 UX constructs. This raises an important question for you, the learner, to mull over. Given those 7 constructs, value clarity, reliability, performance, trust signals, friction, discoverability, and conversion, which single construct do you think is the absolute biggest barrier for most apps that failed immediately? Is it failing to articulate value clarity, or is it failing to reduce friction in that initial interaction?
That choice really defines the initial success or failure of any app launch. But for now, understanding those 7 UX constructs and the comprehensive frameworks that back them up is your first step toward building something truly viable. Go explore these concepts and build better apps.